Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. We're so happy to have you here today.
Yes, can you believe it is the last Saturday of April?
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Wow. I mean, it's this month is, would you say this month is really flown past?
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Well, we are really looking forward to this last Saturday as we have a great show, another great show for you today. And hey, I see when you guys are taking a look at us right now, what do you guys think of our new shirts?
Yes, well,
Yeah, these are
I think I'm in another color. Not that brown isn't bad, but
right.
I don't know.
Well, these are our audio podcast shirts. The CCI radio show Gospel Excellence with the Angel of the Airways Bobby D sporting her shirt, and I have the
CCI all out of whack now.
Oh, yeah, me too. And I have the CCI radio show Love Notes.
There you go.
With Sam C. Smooth. So both of those you can find on the audio side. We thank you so much for all of our for our audience over on that side as well, because that's where we got started.
That's where we got started.
That's where it all started.
That's where it all started. That's where all the fans are. That's all right. They're slowly finding us on YouTube, so that's okay.
And it's a good thing they are.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
But we are glad to be here with you on, like I said, this last Saturday of April 29th, 2023. And it's a gloom, sort of hazy. Not hazy gloomy. Day. Is the sun supposed to come out today, or is it supposed to be like this all day?
All day.
All day. Okay.
All day.
Well, but
that's okay, because we have a great guest here today, and she will make you forget about the hazy looking weather, because she's definitely going to bring the sunshine.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are definitely waiting for that. Let's go ahead and get this party, this train, whatever you want to call it, started.
Okay.
The CCI radio show starts
in 12, 11.
That's right. The CCI radio show live on our YouTube channel. And we want to say good morning to Danetta.
Good morning, Danetta.
Our karaoke queen is in the building.
So that's right.
Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, we definitely have a great show lined up today. I'm excited because I had a chance to find this wonderful person on Instagram, and, just the vibe that she gives.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I mean, every day, it's always a great vibe. It's always a great thing. So she's like the jack of all trades, because she's done it all. I mean, real estate, singing, has her own business. Of course, there's quite a few things I want to ask, but
okay.
Yeah,
all right.
It's going to be a lovely show. So let's go ahead and bring on right now. And I hope I get the name correct here. Is it Rio Vergini?
You said it.
Hey!
You got it the first time.
Yes.
Well, good morning.
Thank you so much for having me. I was looking forward.
Well, we're so happy to have you here. Now, how are things where you are? Is it hazy? Is it sunny? Is it?
I can't see past my balcony, and it's weird because it was 90 degrees and sunny yesterday. And
oh boy!
Yeah.
Wow, 90 degrees. I think we had a couple times of like 80, but that was like about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago, and it's been ever since.
Yeah,
ever since. Yeah,
ever since. That's okay though. That's all right. It can't stay winter forever, right? No. It can't. So.
Not here in California, at least.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
promised sunshine here mostly year round. That's part of our contract here.
There you go. That sounds like a plan. Like that sounds good to me.
Yeah, bring some of that sunshine here, because we definitely need it.
You remind me, where are you guys located?
We're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where we have there's more cloudy days than sunny days, believe it or not. So.
I have been back that way and performed many times. I'm very familiar.
Oh nice. Boy, really? Oh boy. So, well, I am excited. Let's get right into that then. So you have performed with so many people. So, but I guess before we get into that,
the question everybody wants to know.
You should introduce yourself to our audience.
Hello, I'm Rio. Rio, as he said, Vergini. He got the name right.
I'm so glad.
And a lot of people hear the name and they always go, "What are you? What are you? What are you?" So I'm a very interesting mix. First, I'm going to say that.
Love it.
I'm Sicilian, French, Creole, and British.
Ooh, beautiful mix. Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think that's the amazing thing about the world is the mixture of all the different ethnicities and races and cultures. That's what makes it beautiful.
Yes, I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. And with all of those wonderful pieces of you, as Sam said at the beginning, you are I'll say a Jackie, not a Jack, a Jackie of all trades.
I stand corrected.
Yes. I appreciate that, actually. You know, I think that's the hustler in me, and I've always been that way, is that, you know, you find a way to make it work and you find multiple streams of income and things to do. And then just being a creative soul, you're always inspired to try something new and different, you know.
So true. So true.
My mindset has always been, if you don't go, you don't know. You know, try it, do it. You can always go back, but if you don't go, you won't know. It might work out great.
Yes. Oh, that is so true.
That's such a great mindset.
That's wonderful advice. That is
wonderful. And you know what? A lot of times it does work out great.
Yes. Yeah. And it has for you. I mean, you know, the singing career, the businesses. I mean, you know, you're doing it all. You're doing it all.
It's ironic you say that, because I'm going to say all my life. I mean, I skipped 2 grades. So I graduated high school at 15, and I've been on my own physically since I was 16. Wow. I moved out and moved on my own and was already in college. There was a lot of things in my life I did. You know, I had a clothing business. I was in clothing in Neiman Marcus, Fred Siegel's Bloomingdale's back in my 20s. Along with, you referenced the music, the real estate. I got my license at 20. I'm saying all this not to be boastful, because I was actually doing, like I said, just the entrepreneur and the hustler in me.
Yes.
But it took until I was 50 years old. No, actually 40. On my 40th birthday, sitting with my grandma, Vergini, God rest her soul.
Yes.
Sitting at my house in Porter Ranch. I had a beautiful house off the golf course, and I had a lot of amazing parties there, and I had a recording studio there. And she said, "I want you to take a pause for a moment." And at that time, I'm doing music. I've got my catering. My company's running the catering for multiple restaurant chains around the U.S. And she said, "Take a pause and look around at your house." I said, "Yeah, Grandma, I know." She said, No. Look at what you've accomplished. Look at what you know. Look at how exceptional you are. And you know, when you're in the midst of doing everything, you don't realize how exceptional some things that you've done are. She said, "You got your real estate license at 19. She said, "You had several successful businesses. This is your 3rd home you've bought on your own." She said, "I'm just so proud of you. I just want you to take a moment and appreciate you."
Yes.
When she said that, I was like, wow. I always thought, you know, when you're in the midst of doing things, I still can do more. I still can do better. You know, not that I didn't think I was accomplishing things, but it took for her to give me that perspective to go, actually, that is exceptional. And I've done some exceptional things in my life, you know. So sometimes it takes another person's perspective to give you a different point of view.
So true. Yeah, so true.
That. If I jump into the comments, Danetta says, "Good morning to you, Rio."
Hello, Danetta. The karaoke queen, right?
Yeah,
that's it.
She has one heck of a voice, and I know she's gonna kill me, but
I believe it. Yeah. I believe it. And you know, if mentioning that, I ran one of the most. Actually, I was the first person to bring karaoke here on the West Coast in Southern California.
Oh, wow.
And nobody knew what karaoke was. Again, this was back in my 20s. And I had a show at a place in Long Beach on the wharf there. And I would have 500 people a night that would come in, because it was a nightclub, and I did karaoke on the other side. I convinced the owners to let me do karaoke. And because I was in entertainment, people would come through like Queen Latifah, Johnny Gill, people that I knew to sing. And when they saw that and people heard and the word got around, people were like, you got to go check out this karaoke thing. I mean, I just saw so-and-so sing, you know, and I just, you know, just saw Karen White, and, you know, she got up and sang it. People were like, wow. And so it's amazing to me to see how popular it's become and how it's grown.
Yeah.
I love to see that. And the beautiful thing about that, and I don't think you will know, and Danetta, is that there's so many amazing, talented people that they do it for their passion. It's not their career. But people will get up and sing, and you can't tell by looking at someone how they're going to sound. And there's some people that you referenced, her voice will just blow you away.
Yes. So true.
Yeah.
It is. It's so true. It's like, oh, okay. You know, I don't know what it is about the human mind. You know, you look at somebody and they're about to get up and sing, and you're like, you know, okay, I think she's going to have a high voice, you know,
right.
voice. And then she gets on there and it's like, oh, where'd that voice come from?
Right.
Where'd that come from?
So very true. And you know, the other thing I think is amazing, as you all know from what you do, music is the universal language. So it brings people together. It changes the vibe in the room.
Yes.
So I think it's great when people can all participate in that in a place, public place, you know?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. You know, how did you, what made you get started in the music business?
You know, it's funny. My mom used to ask me that because there's no one in my family that's really musically inclined, so to speak. But from the time I was a little girl, I just told myself that's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a singer. I used to tell my mom that. Now, my mom, as a single mom back in the day, my mother had me when she was 16, so she was a young mom, but very brilliant woman. She used to work at a place in LA that was very popular called Muntz Stereo. And Mr. Muntz hired beautiful, voluptuous women like my mother to sell cassette tapes. That's back when they had the 8 tracks and all that.
Yeah.
Because he was selling stereo systems. But if the beautiful women would get the men to listen to some music and pop in an 8-track, all of a sudden they're hearing it on this sound thing, and then they want that 8-track in their car. So he was selling sound systems. So my mom, not always having a babysitter for us, we would, Mr. Muntz allowed her to bring us there, and we would stay in his office while she worked. So I would sit there with racks of 8-track tapes and listen to music. So here I was at 5 and 6 and 7 years old, listening to the Temptations and James Brown and, you know, Otis Redding and, you know, just all kinds of artists from, you know, every kind of artist you could think of. And so that really sparked something in me. And so that was like my paradise. You know, I didn't mind going there. I would sit there and just, my little sister could care less, but me, that was heaven to me. So I didn't care if mom worked 10 hours. I'll be in there 10 hours, you know.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. And I just, you know, I'm going to say my favorite group then was Diana Ross and the Supremes, because I thought they were so elegant. And, you know, so I said, I want to do that. I want to be on stage and look like that and sing like that. And
that is awesome. Well, you know, think about it. It started as a dream. How do you make that dream come true? How does it become a reality?
You know, again, I just have always been one of those people that, like I said, I'm going to try it and see what happens. And because that was my passion. So when I was younger, I also saved up money and bought myself a little keyboard. And I started learning to play little keys and starting to like write songs. And, you know, back then you had to tape it on one cassette player. Then I would sing it while I played it on another. So I had like 4 cassette players going, you know, in the room. And when I felt I had something good enough to let someone listen to was when I was like maybe about 12, 13. And I saw the reaction from just some of my friends and family that heard it. I said, I could do this. I think I could do this. And so as I said, I would, at 16, I moved in on my own to Los Angeles. So, you know, that's the hub of entertainment.
Exactly.
And so I said, let me get in the mix of what's going on. So again, the bold soul that I was, I went down to Joe Bett Studios, their Motown in Hollywood, and wanted to see if I could get in and meet some people. And it's all gated and closed off. But as the security guy's walking in, I said, hey, I'm a up and coming singer and songwriter. And I said, I just wanted to kind of take a look around because I can see myself recording here one day. Wow. And he was very cool. He said, really? What's your name? I said, Rio. He said, Rio, I like that name. Rio, yes. You're in luck. You came at a good time. Let me take you, walk around and take a look. Wow. So he's showing me around inside there. And I met, I don't know if you'll know them or not because they're not hugely popular, but they did a lot. A team called Crossley and Nolan. And they did a lot of songs for Motown. And they were in there recording. And they were kind enough to let me sit in on a few sessions. And from there, you know, I ran into and met Smokey Robinson and Lionel Richie. And it turned out that I started recording and being around there a couple times a week. Wow. And from there, I met Norma Whitfield. And I ended up recording with Norma Whitfield. And, you know, here I am at this time, I'm 18. And here I am, this 18 unknown girl, but I was very business. So when I met Norman and he wanted to record and he was like, the studio that we need to record at, you know, it's expensive. We got to get a budget and we got to get this and that going. Let's put together a proposal. Mm-hmm. I had already started the beginning of my real estate career. So I had a little money saved up. I said, I'd like to do a contract with you and I'd like to go in half and invest half in my music. And I want half of it, like in my company name. He's like, who are you? What are you talking about? You know? And I said, no, I want to do it professionally and business wise. And I think you'll relate. Mrs. C, can I call you?
Absolutely.
Relate. As a young female, the one thing I always said in music, and you find is in the music business, is a lot of them had the impression if you're a young girl, you just want to hang and be a groupie in the studio and chill. And, you know, that wasn't me at all. So I wanted them to take me seriously as an artist, as a businesswoman, even at that age, because I wanted to get respect. So I could walk in the studio and they actually took me seriously. So I actually still have that contract that Norman and I signed. And the whole vibe changed once I did that. Benny Medina was there at the time. The Jacksons were in and out of there. But people were like, who's this girl, Rio? Like, you know, she's just different. And from there, I just started, you know, going to clubs in LA. And sometimes I would get up and sing. Sometimes I would go dance and network and meet people. And, you know, on it went till I put my own band together called Rio and the Boys. And that was when I was like 20. And actually in my band, Rio and the Boys, I had Mark Scarborough play keys. His dad, Skip Scarborough, you know, he got the Grammy for Anita Baker's Giving You the Best That I Got. He wrote, you know, Love Don't Live Here Anymore. He wrote, God, so many great songs. And so Mark's an amazing keyboardist and singer and writer. And he was only 18 when he was in my band. I had Joe Wolf. He's been on the road with Earth, Wind, and Fire for years playing keys. And the whole band was just incredibly talented. And we started playing clubs around Hollywood and LA. Oh my
gosh. That is amazing.
It is amazing.
That is amazing. Like just,
yeah, I just was like, let's do this, because when you're live, there's nothing like performing live, especially if you were in LA in, you know, the 90s and 2000s, you know, that was the club scene. And you know, all the clubs, thankfully, you know, a lot of them featured live entertainers, live music, and up and coming entertainers. So you could see some amazing talent, and you could form an audience and start getting, you know, your popularity going, your name, your brand, build your brand, so to speak. So
yes, I see we have some comments here. This is from earlier.
Oh, okay.
Danetta says, wow, that's amazing. And then she, I guess, was referencing the karaoke part.
Yes.
She says, yes, that's so true. I do it for the fun of it.
Nice.
So, but she does have a great voice. Yes. Yeah, Rio, she does have a great voice. And yeah, maybe, you never know. Maybe we can kind of persuade Danetta to let Rio hear how she sounds.
That would be
I would love to.
That would be great.
She'll kill me now.
I would love to.
She'll kill me now. But
let me ask you, if you think of her, what does she put you in the mind of? What style of voice?
She
sultry.
Yes, she's got a nice sultry voice.
Sultry, soulful.
She really loves Tina Marie. So she really loves doing, like Tina Marie music, but she's done so many, she puts up lots of different videos of her doing different karaoke songs. But I would say more, like a Tina Marie kind of a feel.
Right. Well, that's an amazing person to be compared to. Truly.
Yes.
Yeah. There's not many things that she can't sing. I mean, even Hall of Notes, I can't go for that. Which
she does.
That's her favorite one.
She does her. She does her own version of, I can't go for that.
We've seen the video of that. Sorry, Danetta. But yes, it's just amazing. And yes, Danetta, we are throwing you out there. So.
That's wonderful. Well, you know what? Again, like I said, the power of music, and there's so many talented people out there. And it's so great that you all, are so positive and inspiring and encouraging too. Really, truly.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We just love bringing people together, bringing good people together, and with, there's just so many interests and so many interesting, fun things. Yes. And, we don't see why people can't connect. So we love to be that bridge that connects good people.
That's wonderful. That's a blessing. And especially in these times, because you're still finding a lot of people are kind of around the house and not sure what to do. And sometimes their outlet and their entertainment is, because we can only watch so much TV, is to go check out a podcast or a live. And,
that's so
it's great you have that platform.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
We greatly appreciate you. And like I said, it's, we've been so anxious to have you on the show. So we're glad that you're finally here, and now you're family now. So you can't.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I love that. I always tell people that too. I love the family vibe.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
absolutely.
The way I always say, whenever you come on the CCI radio show, your family, as soon as you come on, we like to make people feel welcome, have a good time. And that's what we're doing right now.
That's right.
You definitely do it well. I can tell you that. And I've done many other podcasts, and sometimes it's a little awkward or uncomfortable. You guys, it naturally flows from you, and you create a good vibe, which is so nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. I guess she's been putting up with me for all this time. So
And now, how long has that been? How long have you all been together?
It'll be 21 years of marriage on Thursday.
Congratulations. I love to see that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Wasn't it Luther Vandross that said there's nothing better than love?
That's it. That's it.
Love that song too.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Well,
that's so well, and
I know you. What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't.
I was going to ask you.
Didn't mean to.
You didn't. No. Yeah, Ria, you're so versed in everything here. I mean, we've talked about music, talked about real estate. Let me ask you about your juice business.
Yes.
Is that Vibrant Souls? Is that the juice business, or is that like a mix of different things?
Well, I started Vibrant Souls when my business of 30 years was severely impacted by the pandemic. And my company, most of my income was coming from corporate catering, but there was no corporate catering. It still hasn't come back to what it was. So I went from, 180 restaurants to a lot of them closed, no orders. So again, the hustler entrepreneur in me is, I want to do something. And this time I want to do something that has a positive impact to help people have a healthy body, mind, and soul. So because I've always been, had a positive mindset and been a motivational speaker, that's another thing I've done. I said, let me actually pursue that professionally and be a mindset transformation coach so I can help people transform their mindset, which helps to change their life. Yeah. But see, I tell people, if you have a healthy mindset, but not a healthy body or not a healthy soul, if any one of those is out of alignment, all three are out of alignment. So if I'm helping people as a mindset coach, but they're eating poorly, then I want to also help them eat good. If they're eating good and maybe their mindset's great, but they have no spiritual foundation, no base, maybe I can guide you or give you a little guidance or food for thought in that area. So as far as the juices, I was raised very holistic. My mom when we were growing up, I wasn't allowed to have sugar, red meat, pork. As a young mother, my mom was wise beyond her years, and her whole side of the family, I mean, we barely went to the doctor. They had natural organic remedies for everything. And, you know, through me learning, my mom would make us read the labels and tell us why we shouldn't eat and do certain things. I realized a lot of people didn't get that knowledge or information or foundation, and it affects their health in later years. So let me share the knowledge that I have and provide products that taste good, but are also benefiting people and helping them to get healthy. Yeah. So Vibrant Souls does sea moss gel, which I have the sea moss imported from the Caribbean, and we process it into a gel. And that is a superfood. So it has 92 of 102 minerals your body needs. And the sea moss gel alone helps with diabetes, high blood pressure, inflammation, joint pain, energy boost. It boosts your immune system. Your skin and your hair looks great. Thyroid issues, and a multitude of other things that it helps. So, and then I'm doing the cold pressed juices because, again, with the U.S. has the poorest eating habits and the worst food of any place in the world, really do. And some of that's by design, but I wanted to give people juices and things to counteract some of the stuff they're eating in the food. So my juices have like ginger and turmeric and, you know, a lot of fruits and veggies that help to cleanse, help to boost the immune system, and again, help to heal certain ailments. Wow. So we do the juice, the gel, and then I do the mindset coaching, and been doing that now, all of that for about 3 years.
Wow.
That is,
yeah, those juices just look really good. Awesome. When I, you know, looking at your Instagram, and I'm like, Dad, they just look all nice and cold and probably taste good.
They are. And, you know, that's the one thing people have told me from my company, separate from others, because the reason a lot of people don't do the juicing is a lot of them just don't taste good. And yet you can make them taste good without adding sugar. There's natural things to sweeten it up a little where it's palatable. So when you're drinking it, you actually want to have another one, you know? So that's what I do with our products. I make sure it tastes good. I taste test everything. Okay, let's do that recipe that works. You know?
Yes. Now that's actually so fascinating. Like, how do you, I mean, you are a hustler, Ria. You are like, how do you find how to do, you know, like pressed juice? Like that is just awesome.
Well, my husband, who we're currently separated, but he's from Kingston, Jamaica. So in Jamaica, sea moss gel and the juicing and the fruits is very popular. And then he's a chef. So he and I worked together on a lot of recipes, and he showed me how to process the gel. You know, just through sampling different flavors. And then, like I said, just having grown up in a more holistic environment, you know, there's certain flavors I know that work well. Like if you put apple or beet with any juice, it sweetens it up naturally. A lot of people think that fruit sugars or those kind of sugars are bad for the body, but they're not. And if it's with the right other elements, the combination of those things actually benefits the body, you know? So yeah, I just want people to be as healthy as they can be and happy as they can be, even with the mindset coaching. You know, I tell people, you can't control what goes on in your life or what happens to you always. Okay. Things happen to all of us randomly, things we didn't expect. People treat us certain ways. People project certain trauma from childhood and things they have. It happens to all of us. But what you can do is you can change the way you perceive what's going on, how you process that, and how you respond. And there's your power. So if I can teach people to look at things differently in their life and to respond differently, it changes the outcome and ultimately changes their life.
Yes, that is so true.
Well said.
That is, yes, very well said.
Very well said. Speaking of, we have real quick. We have some comments. Here, wanted to get back into that just really quick. So, okay. So Danetta was, we were talking about the music a while back. She said, "Shock me, Tony Braxton, laugh out loud."
Oh yes.
And she said, "Yes, Rio, your family now, laugh out loud. You're stuck with us."
Oh, hey, Danetta, I love that, and I look forward to hearing you sing. By the way, I can't wait.
There you go. And then. Yeah, and then Danetta says, "Yeah, I think we should."
Yes.
And Danetta says, "I'm totally interested in juicing and sea moss because of my joints being sore here lately." And then she said, mindset coaching is important before starting on that journey. So that's amazing. You offer that.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Danette. And yes, for any joint pain or inflammation, the gel and the juice is crucial. Also, I can give everybody a little tip. You know, what creates anything in the body, most illness, is mucus. And that mucus in the body transforms into a variety of ailments that we suffer from. And the mucus is created from our body's adverse reaction to chemicals in foods and certain foods that aren't meant to be in our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can every morning before you eat or do anything, get you some key limes and take 4 or 5 key limes, cut them in half, squeeze them in a pan with some alkaline water, boil that and drink like you drink tea, a cup of key lime juice, warm key lime juice every morning. What it does is in the mornings, our bodies are cleansing. And unfortunately, we've been taught wrong. People immediately go and get the bacon and the toast and everything. So your body's trying to cleanse and you're piling more stuff on that's clogging up your system. So if you have the key lime, it eliminates mucus from the body. And if you can just do that one thing every morning, especially for anyone that has joint pain, the mucus forms and creates the irritation and inflammation. So just some key limes with some water in a pan and drink it like you drink a cup of tea, and do that before you have coffee or anything else. That's one small thing that helps.
That is awesome. And she,
Danetta just kind of banked off of that. Yeah, she says that she suffers from sinus issues, so that's true. She thanks you for that. She says she's ordering some key limes today.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's a crucial thing. And also, even I'm going to say sinus issues. I just watched a video, a woman that said for all the years she lived in the U.S., couldn't eat fruits. She was told she was allergic, and she said she would get such an adverse reaction that her throat would swell closed and her nose would run. Long story short, she went on a trip to Jamaica, and she said something told her to try the fruit. And, instead of trying a little sample, she actually went all in and ate. And she said she had no reaction whatsoever. So why I say that is a lot of the sinus issues, like I have it now too, is a lot of the stuff, the chemicals they're spraying above us and what they're spraying on the fruits and veggies. And that's why it's key to wash everything with baking soda and white vinegar because simple water doesn't do it. But yes, the juicing and the gel will help with all that, because again, it eliminates the mucus, which is what's creating even the sinus, all of that.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Because I know Danetta, she's in the Chicago area and she works in the hospital. So there's a lot of, walking around and doing this.
Sure.
I'm sure
she has to make sure her immune system's strong and she's healthy.
Yes. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, Danetta also, and for both of you and anyone, just some fresh ginger, if you get some of that, or even ginger powder and sprinkle it in your tea, or whatever you're having, or if you can get some juices with ginger and turmeric, that does wonders for joint pain, inflammation. If you don't have juices, at least get some capsules that are turmeric and ginger. You'll notice a difference. It will help. Really helps.
Wow, that is amazing.
That is amazing.
That is wonderful. And yes, and thank you so much for this information. And Danetta's thanking you for the information as well.
Yeah, in fact, feel free to share my Instagram for anyone watching or listening. If anyone has any questions or just wants some information, I don't ever mind sharing knowledge and information. If it helps someone get healthy, please, by all means, reach out. I myself will be 59 in a month and a half. And people don't guess that when I'm out and about, but I'm in the gym 5 days a week. I eat very healthy. I have no health issues. I take no medication. But that's from having a healthy, holistic lifestyle and eating habits. So if I can share any of the knowledge that I know works to help people be their best and healthiest, I'm happy to do it.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, Danetta.
There's more here. She says, yes, because I never had issues with my sinuses. I noticed when my grandmother had a garden growing up, never had issues with fresh food. And she said she's loved ginger.
Good. That's great.
And she also says, 59, girl, you look good.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, I have my AARP card.
Yeah.
AARP? Yeah, you know me. Yeah.
Sorry, I have to kind of.
Hey, you can,
they've been advertising that a lot.
They do. Well, Sam, his dad, Lord rest his soul. He and his dad have, they're both Samuel J. Cubbage, but his dad was senior, and but his stuff would come here, but it would be AARP for his dad. Like, I'm not eligible yet for this. I'm like, well, honey, you do have the same name as somebody who is eligible.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. That was happening for many years. I'm like, no, throw it out. Don't need it.
I'm like, shoot, you better go ahead and get those AARP discounts and all that stuff.
I did it 10 years ago.
Right.
Maybe I should have started 10 years
That's
ago.
it. That's what I'm saying.
It's all right.
Nothing wrong with the discounts now.
Yeah.
Hey, they even have it at Ross every Tuesday. You get the senior discount. I have to argue with them and show them my ID. I'm like, yes, I am a senior. Give me my discount.
I am a senior.
Yes.
I love it.
Well, we going back to just a quick music question, because there's so many different things that you do.
Yes.
Danetta said me too. AARP and proud of it.
There we go. We're the AARP crew. There we go.
That's it. We're in the crew too. Well, I am anyway. He's putting it because of me.
I am
now.
by association.
By association.
Hey, but
that works. That works.
Yeah, she actually laughed at me when my card came in. I was like, oh. I was like, this is for real this time.
It's for real this time.
It even has the right name, right date of birth,
the right date of birth.
Oh boy,
that's right.
I was like, maybe they got this wrong. She's like, nope. Like,
nope,
it's yours
got it
now.
Right this time. They got it right. They got it right.
And we have more. And just where we left off at.
Music. You wanted to know about music.
Yeah, just real quick. Danetta was commenting. She said, "I'm wondering her thoughts on dairy in reference to sinus issues." That's a good question.
That's a great question.
Okay, well, I don't do dairy, and I had an Indian gentleman back in the day. There's a multitude of reasons why I don't, but I'm predominantly pescatarian, so that means I'll eat some wild caught seafood, but dairy is the root cause of a lot of mucus and issues. Again, when they've told us all the wrong things. Milk does not do a body good. Mm-hmm. A lot of the dairy has bacteria and stuff in it, and then they load it with antibiotics to try to counteract that. In our bodies, that doesn't resonate well with our bodies. So dairy will flare up all kinds of joint pain and all kinds of sinus issues and things of that nature. So yeah, there's a lot of vegan cheeses and things now that actually don't have a bunch of chemicals and taste really good. There's some that are actually better than others that you don't even know the difference. Mm-hmm. From the vegan like butters to the sour cream or the cream cheese. I mean, I still don't do a lot of that type of stuff, but if you want to, a lot of it, you can't tell the difference.
Wow.
That actually was going to be one of my questions, because I just wanted to find out, is it true about like the vegan cheeses and stuff? And you just kind of hit on that, but there's this vegan bakery that just opened on St. Patrick's Day. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's out in your area, but it's called Cinnaholic. And
I've not heard of that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's
they actually started off on Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I love to see that.
Yes.
That's a show I watch.
Yeah.
Yes. A lot of people have launched their stuff on there. And have you guys had a chance to try their stuff?
Yes. You want to explain?
It was actually quite tasty. You know,
All
now
vegan
Sam, of
is,
course,
you know.
is not. He hasn't gone the whole way to vegan or anything like that. But I still eat a little bit of chicken and fish. I don't do beef or pork. I don't do any of that. But you know, I said, oh well, yeah, let's check this out. Let's see what's going on. And we tried it. And the first bite, I'm like, okay, I could definitely taste the plant. I could definitely taste the plant in it.
But it tasted good.
But it was very good. And it was very, like, we were like, wow, I can't believe that this is, like, it's vegan.
Yeah.
Gluten-free. Like, it was like all these, like, whoa.
Everything they make in that bakery is just.
It's very, very surprising. Very surprising. Very good.
People have become really creative with the recipes and things. And there's some wonderful food that you can't tell the difference. And then there's some that just doesn't taste good at all. You have to sample it. I can say that. And then, you know, with anything, it takes us usually about 15, 20 days to start to change your taste buds. So sometimes you have to hang in there with things because we're so used to a certain texture and flavor. But for me, I always tell people, if I had the choice of eating differently or losing a limb, let me eat differently.
Let me eat differently.
Real talk, you know, it's not worth, you know, your health to have some of the things that people eat.
Yes.
You know, and I understand a lot of people, you know, weren't taught because for a long time, like I said, the information we were given as a whole here in the US, they've promoted all the wrong things. But knowledge is power. And there's so many ways, even through YouTube, you can see a lot of videos on how to make, you know, different healthier versions of food that, you know, now if people are still having health issues and not trying to research ways to heal and help themselves, then it's on them.
So true.
True.
That is so true.
Hey, we go back into the comments. Danetta says, that's what I thought. Thank you. Hey, look who's here.
Good morning. Speaking of music, good morning, Summer Ray.
Ray's in the house.
Summer Ray, pretty name.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's own.
Pittsburgh's own.
Okay. Now, so you guys mentioned Pittsburgh. I want to tell you something. I told you I performed there. Okay.
Yes.
So so my band, the first time we performed was at the Too Sweet Lounge in Homewood.
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
Okay. So my band, amazingly talented, the band that I had at that time. I had Sean Barney Thomas on keys. He did all the stuff with Snoop, Dr. Dre, all of that stuff he played on. He's the one that actually did the track California Love.
Yeah.
He's in Texas though, so he's a brother that will flip it and sing some country and sound amazing as well. But he's done a lot of music out there you would know. And I had from Chi-Town, where Danette is at, James Gardner on guitar. He's amazing. My ex Dre, Andre Hines, he did a lot of music. He was with LaFace Records. He did Aaron Hall, I Miss You, Tony Braxton, 7 Whole Days. And him and his brother are the Hines brothers from Detroit. So they did Hammer. They were in Hammer's camp. Anyway, my band had all these people that are talented. Nobody knew me. And so we were booked at the Too Sweet Lounge. So we get in there and I love this. The DJ's playing music, and me also as a former DJ, I know when the crowd's vibing, don't stop it. But he takes off the song that they're all grooving to in the middle and goes, and now we got coming to the stage, Rio Soul.
Hey.
And so people are like, put the song back on. Who the heck is Rio Soul? You know, and so people are looking around. So my band and I get up there to start, and they turn their backs to us. They're at the bar drinking, looking like, can you put my song back on? So the DJ's like, I'm really sorry. I said, no. I love when people are authentic.
Yeah.
If we're good, they're going to turn around. He said, you sure? You want me to put some music back on for a minute? I said, no, you already ruined the vibe. So we started playing. So the first song, they're kind of bouncing their heads, but they're still at the bar with their backs to us and all around talking like, we don't know you, we don't see you.
Mm-hmm.
Second song, kind of looking over their shoulder. Okay. Third song, my guitar player, he did the whole, he's playing behind his head and with his teeth and all that, you know. Next thing you know, they turn around, and we played a lot of funk too. We did all original music, but funk, R&B, soul. They're grooving, they're up in their chairs, they're drinking, they're dancing, they're, shouting our name. So we did our set, and the DJ's like, no, you can't stop. You got to do some more songs. They're asking more. So we did 2 more songs, right? When we got done, while the band is starting to pack up, I went out and was walking around because I love to do that and talk to people and thank them for coming, and met some wonderful people. Everybody there that was still there would not let us finish loading our stuff. I had a motorhome with a trailer, and we would travel from city to city.
Mm-hmm.
They packed up all the stuff for us, put it in the trailer, wouldn't let my band touch a thing. Then they wanted to take us to the after-hour spots. And so they took us to 3 or 4 different after-hour spots and made them play our music and introduced us, which was very cool. And these weren't young folks either at the spot, but they were up in the after-hour spot at 4 a.m. and play our music. Then after that, they all got together and took my band and I to the Waffle House for breakfast and paid for it. And and then I forgot his name, but there's a heavyset light-skinned brother that's a doctor that's very wealthy. And I still have a picture with him. He said, next time you come into town, don't pay for a hotel. Your band can stay at my house. And I said, sir, I got 12 people that are touring between band members. He said, I have a 15-bedroom house. Next time you come stay at my house, and you're always welcome. Just very sweet. They just made us feel comfortable, just cool. Yeah. And we went back a year later, and I played at the Crawford Grill, the Etta James.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Every last one of those people from the Too Sweet Lounge showed up at the Crawford Grill like we had just seen them yesterday, lined up around the building, and we had an amazing show there too. What? So just the love and the authenticity that we got in Pittsburgh, I just appreciated it. And
I'm sorry it started off rough. Right.
Kevin Amos on the radio.
Whoa. Okay. That just Kevin Amos.
Yeah.
Yes. And I used to work with him at a radio station here in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I believe Kevin Amos.
Yeah. Well, I know Kevin Amos from Bob Davis that had Soul Patrol.
I've heard of the Soul Patrol.
Okay, he started that online community before the thing. Anyway, that's how I met Kevin Amos. So Kevin started playing my music because he heard my stuff on Soul Patrol.
Yeah.
Wow. And then not only that, my godfather, God rest his soul, was Giant Gene from Philly. He was well known on the radio there. He broke a lot of artists. And he also used to MC the Red Sox games, I think, one of the baseball teams there. So from Giant Gene, he was very big on the radio. I met other DJs that would play my stuff, so including Kevin.
Wow. Yeah, Kevin is a really cool guy. I mean, like I said, we worked it was years ago. I had a chance to work with him for, I'd say, a couple years, but yeah, that's
very cool. Small world.
Yes.
Very small.
And
small, getting smaller.
Looking into these comments, we got to tell you, Rio. Let me see, what did I miss here? Okay. Yeah. So we have Summer Ray.
Okay. Yeah.
So Summer, like when you were talking about California Love, she says that her producer worked on that song too. And Summer said you were performing in my old neighborhood, Homewood.
That's it. Summer Ray and I both.
That is another person. You talk about another great voice.
Yes.
She's got quite a few tracks out right now. And she has the voice of,
very sultry.
Yes.
Very sultry.
Okay. I'm going to look her up as well.
Yes. She's on all social media, so you'll be able to.
Okay.
You'll be able
I
to
will definitely check it out.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, Summer. Yeah, we are.
You got to.
We actually met in person. We've had her on the show, but we've actually met in person just last night.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
It was a wonderful meeting. Yes.
And I didn't post the picture of us, Summer, because I didn't get the Facebook go ahead from everybody. So I just want to make sure. I wanted to make
That's
sure
important too. That's important.
Wanted to make sure I got the Facebook go ahead first before I posted the pictures.
Yeah, but that is definitely another person that if you get a chance to look her up, listen to some of her tracks.
Yeah, there would be a nice connection. Yeah.
I will for sure. Yes. I will for sure. Summer Rae, I'll definitely when we're off the podcast today, check her out.
And she said she's definitely going to follow you.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, likewise. I always follow people back and try to support other people as well.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful.
Absolutely. Well, put your Instagram and your social media, put your information out there so they know how to reach you.
Yeah.
So it is just under my name, and my name, as you know, is kind of unusual. So it's Rio Vergini, which is RIOVERGINI. But also, if people ever want to even hear some of my music or look me up, the minute you put in Rio Soul, which is RIOSOUL, you'll see stuff on YouTube. You'll see stuff, you can Google it, and yeah.
Love that.
Would you be opposed to us maybe playing a song or two of yours on one of our audio shows?
No, you're always welcome. Absolutely.
Wanted to get that approval first, before we start going it out there. Because just stuff we've never played before and things we just want to kind of change a playlist around slightly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I have a lot of different styles of music, but it's all original, and everything I wrote, and I write based on my life, my experiences, what I've seen, what I've been through.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
In fact, on our second CD, in fact, Barney, the guy that I said that did a lot of the stuff with Snoop and Dr. Dre, he did this track on guitar, and it was kind of a acoustic pop thing. And he said, I don't know if you can do anything with this, but, check it out and see. And so I'm one, when I write, if I hear a track 2 or 3 times and I don't hear anything to it, I tell people I don't have anything for it. It will usually come to me in the first few times. I'll at least hear the hook, or I'll hear the melody line. If nothing's coming, then I say it's not for me. So this track he gave me was right after September 11th happened. And I remember waking up and seeing the World Trade Center collapsing and all that. And people, the vision that hit me the hardest was people realizing that they weren't going to survive, and they're jumping out the windows, and so I wrote this song called Box Upon the Shelf. And this is the one song of any song I've written that people have told me, like, that song changed my life. So what my concept is we all put things in a box on the shelf saying, I'm going to do this when the kids are grown, when I lose weight, when I get more money, when I move to a bigger city, when I meet the love of my life. And sometimes you look up and the box is full and you're gone and you didn't do any of the things in your box. Yeah. So the point of my song was, get in your box and do what you're meant to do. Yeah. And so I had a gentleman that was one of the biggest stockbrokers in New York that called me and said, you've never met me. He said, but I heard your song, Box Upon the Shelf. And he said, I heard myself in your song. He said, I was a guy making 8 figures easy. He said, and I have a daughter that's, at that time, she was 3 or 4. He said, I wasn't spending a lot of time with her because I just kept telling her I'm too busy making money, so you'll have a better life when you're older. He said, I realized I might not see her be here when she's older. He said, I quit my job. He said, I went and got a job paying less than 6 figures. I went to court. I got half custody of her. And he said, I've never been happier. He said, now I spend 3 days with me and 4 days with her mom. He said, I'm not making nearly the money I was, but he said, I'm a lot happier. And I said, I thank you because I heard myself in your song. And that's the power of music.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Danetta and Summer Rae were just kind of, I don't know if they were banking off of that, but it kind of seems like they were, at least the way the comments are. Danetta says, I love when good people make positive connections. And Summer Rae says, I love her vibe.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love your guys' vibes too. I can feel it just with the comments. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank
yeah,
you.
we definitely would have to agree with that.
Yes. That's amazing. Love that story. Danetta said, love that story.
I have, you guys, your podcast isn't long enough for all the stories I have. Trust me, I had an interesting life in music. I'm going to say this now, and maybe I shouldn't, but my band, we did a show out in LA with Cameo, right?
Okay. Love Cameo.
Yes.
Okay, I do too. In fact, Tommy from Cameo rented a home from my husband that passed away, Joel King. He rented it from us for many years. So I know him very well, the band. But so we had this show to do at a place called The Vault. And now Larry is a little different in Cameo. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. So in the house, because my ex, Andre Hines, his cousin is Jesse Johnson. So Jesse Johnson's up in the house. Morris Day is in the house.
Yeah.
Charlie Singleton's up in the house. You got a lot of people at this show. The radio station was promoting it. We were the opening act for Cameo. And so, first of all, we weren't allowed in the dressing rooms. Larry said there's like 6 dressing rooms. We weren't allowed because his whole band had the dressing rooms. Okay, fine. Thankfully, we came prepared. Then they made us set up our stuff in front of, he wanted all their equipment set up, and we had to set up in front of them on stage instead of giving us the whole stage, which is fine. Now I will tell you all this. I'm just going to tell you the opening song that me and my band came with is The Stick, The Time, okay? And we got Jesse Johnson and them in the house giving us our props for doing The Stick, all right?
Yeah.
That's the song we started with, and it went on from there. When we got off stage, well, let me say first, before we hit the stage, the promoter was telling us, you guys got 30 minutes, and then Cameo's doing like an hour and a half or 2 hours. Larry's like, oh, no, we're not. We're doing 45 minutes and we're off the stage. We're not doing an hour and a half or, no, we're not doing that. The guy said, I got people here, they're paying like $40 for a ticket. The house is packed. No, we're not doing that. We're doing 40 minutes. So Barney and my band said, well, we'll hit the stage after him if you still have people in the house. And so Larry had not heard us. He was like, yeah, let him do that. Well, after we rocked the house and we started with The Stick and all that, let me say this. Larry stayed on stage for almost 2 hours and wouldn't let us get back on stage. So Cameo did almost 2 hours in that show. That's all I'm going to say. That was an interesting evening.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, I love that.
That is awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when we're done with the show, I think I want to hear a few more stories.
Yeah, which reminds me.
I'm sure there's some stories
which
there.
Reminds me, Rhea, do you once we wrap up the show in just a few minutes, do you have a couple minutes to hang out with us off record?
Sure.
Okay.
Excellent.
Don't go nowhere.
Yeah, don't go.
We always like to talk to you. Don't hang up. Don't disconnect.
Don't disconnect.
Stay right where you are. Get comfy if you need to grab some popcorn or some fuzzy slippers. But
well, it is early in California.
It's 7:59. Yeah.
7:59. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Wow. We'll get ready to wrap this up in a couple minutes. But I see Danetta says, talking about you, Rio, she said her next venture should be a book because she had a lot of life stories to tell.
I hear that all the time, Danetta. Thank you. I hear that all the time.
Then she says also a book about juicing and sea moss, etc.
Oh,
good idea. Great idea.
That's a great idea.
Notice etc.
And etc.
etc. Is there anybody that you've always wanted to perform with that you never got a chance to, or?
There's so many people. There's not just one. Wow. Well, I'm going to sound ridiculous for saying this, but I would have loved to have just been on the side of the stage when Michael Jackson was around. I got to see the show and I got to be around him off stage, but just that energy and that vibe and that level of talent. Just so many people. I don't know how to say even one, to be perfectly honest. I'm such a music person. And there's so many people that have influenced me, a variety of artists and genres. But, I've had the chance to be on stage with like Leslie and Melvin from New Birth. That was amazing. They're amazing vocalists. Again, Man, that's a great question. I don't know. I'd have to think on that one because there's so many.
Yes, yes. Oh my! And you did. I think Sam was telling me that you also worked with Switch.
Switch are my dear friends, and yes, I did. And yeah, in fact, I'm the one. God rest his soul. My brother Dion Estes, who passed away a couple years ago, I ended up putting him with them as the new bass player for Switch. But Switch is amazing. They did a song with me. There's a film called See Me that was about a burn victim that found love for what was on the inside, and I wrote the theme song for that movie. And it went to the film festival and won all kinds of awards. But I got my guys from Switch to play the music with me on that. Yeah. Yeah. They're still out there doing shows and sounding amazing.
Oh, I love them.
Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I love Switch.
That voice, and El DeBarge sang on one of my tracks, and that's a whole other story. But and he asked to sing on one of my songs, and in the studio with him, he's amazing. Like you don't even realize till you get to be. So yeah, I have a lot of stories.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to get with you off record because well, and the other thing is too, we do want you to come back. So you definitely have an open invitation to come back anytime you're available.
Come back, tell us more stories.
I would love to. I would love to. Yeah, I have some good ones too.
And Danetta says she loves Elle.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
you wear it well.
You wear it well. That's right.
and a big thank you to Danetta and Summer Rae. Make sure I get their Instagrams, and I will definitely check them out.
For sure. Wait,
Summer says he was my first celebrity crush.
Okay. Right. Well, girl, you should have known me back then because he used to come to my house and I had a living room with waterfalls and plants, and he would come sit and chill and get his vibe on. He was just a good friend and a good soul, but that my place was his place of peace to come and chill, away from all the madness. So,
yes. I'm sure.
She's talking about Summer Rae's talking about El DeBarge.
El DeBarge, yes.
She's laughing. She's like, El DeBarge.
Yeah, that's right. Loves I still love El DeBarge.
And Danetta too. So now Danetta and Summer Rae are fighting over El DeBarge. Now what's up with this? Okay, ladies.
You know they're Mr. C, those light-skinned dudes now. Okay?
Hey, I'm not into
that. Why you think she got you?
Yeah.
They got a superpowers or something. They all got something.
Well, I was very lucky to find this lovely lady right here. So
she's beautiful too. You guys make a beautiful couple, and your energy is great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate your energy.
We're so happy that you were able to make it, and it's so early in the morning.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. It's been such a wonderful experience. Anytime, I'd be happy to join you, and I'll wait for you in the green room.
Yes,
absolutely. We'll be joining you in the green room.
We'll make sure you have some juice, some nice juice that is like naturally
pressed juice.
Thank you.
And I see Summer says yes, and she's laughing.
She's laughing.
Danetta says, I totally enjoyed this show, and I learned a lot. Everyone have an amazing rest of your weekend.
Oh,
thank you.
And
I appreciate Danetta, Summer Rae, you both. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you too, and make sure you stand by. Don't go anywhere. Don't disconnect.
Because this is going to be quick. Watch.
Okay.
The way it ends is going to be
quick. It'll end quick.
Yeah, you'll just be like, what? Okay. So anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the CCI radio show today. Our wonderful, lovely guest, Rio, in the house. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, we definitely want to have you come back next time. We'll roll out a red carpet or try to roll out a red carpet.
That's right. And I want to know more about the music business and more about the juicing too, which was definitely a hot topic here today. That's for sure.
Yes.
And so we'll have to set that up as soon as possible.
Yeah, we definitely should.
Sounds
good. Just to let you guys know, no audio podcast this week. We do it 2 times a month. So this is a off week for the audio shows, but as you can see, we're wearing our audio shirts. So make sure you check out the previous episodes of Gospel Excellence, Love Notes, and also the Back to the 80s podcast.
Yes.
Available for you on Blog Talk Radio, SoundCloud, and where podcasts are available. Monday, maybe the TLC podcast.
Okay.
Maybe.
Sounds good. Okay.
Maybe we'll record that. Maybe.
Okay.
Tuesday Talks with Bobby D on Tuesday right here. No, well, I already did a credit tip. Nope, no credit tip this week. I already did that. I'm looking at the calendar there.
Yes.
Nope. And then next Saturday, we will probably do the show, but we may be on the
location.
Road. So I guess you can say it's the CCI radio show on the road or on vacation or something. So we'll figure it out. So you'll be seeing some different backgrounds.
Yes.
Next week. Hopefully the Wi-Fi works. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Again, Rio, thank you so much.
Yes,
stand by, please. We definitely want to have some fun with you off record. And Bobby D, it is your turn to close us out.
Okay. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today with the lovely Rio. And we're going to talk to her about coming back really, really soon.
And Summer Rae said peace and blessings.
Oh, thank you, Summer Rae. Thank you, Summer Rae. But we thank you so very much. Make sure you like, click, share this episode, because make sure we get our good friend Rio out there, especially if you've enjoyed the show. So make sure you share.
Yes.
And we just thank you so much. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. We'll see you again real soon, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.